Such great music. It's perfect for Bill Murray's character, John Winger. Just a bum. A bum. Exactly what the lady in the cab calls her. A bum. But a lovable bum. And it's just, just a lumbering kind of, I don't know, just something that's so played to perfection by Bill Murray, better than anybody in the world. And that's no more evident in this movie, Stripes, where Bill Murray joins the army. That's actually how it was marketed. Bill Murray was I think just coming off of Saturday Night Live. He had done Meatballs and Caddyshack, I believe, before this. Question whether Caddyshack came before or after this. But I think it came before. I think it came before this. So he did Meatballs and Caddyshack and maybe one other. And then this was kind of like made. It was made by the same director as Meatballs, Ivan Reitman, produced by the same people, written and whatever. So they were connected. But anyway, so this is a classic. I say that about everything we've watched so far. I say it. Yeah, every movie we've watched so far, I say this is one of the funniest movies ever made, and Stripes is absolutely no exception. You'll find very little opposition to that statement. It's just it works. It works on three levels, which is strange, but perfect. It works as an ensemble because it's got a really big cast as far as people that we care about. You've got Bill Murray, you've got Harold Ramis, you've got John Candy, the great John Candy, who's now been in 3 of the 4 movies we've watched. Judge Reinhold, John Larroquette, Warren Oates, who he was the these movies always needed like an old school old Hollywood guy to be part of things. Vacation had that character. The guy who played Roy Wally was an old vaudeville guy. You had in Animal House, you had Donald Sutherland, who was the teacher. Barely any lines at all, but still around. Yeah, you always have that. The guy who connects to the previous generation, and this is no exception. So the movie works as an ensemble. It's about all these people. It's about the platoon. Okay, then it works as a buddy movie with Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, who gives. You could argue that Ghostbusters has Egon. He owns that more than this one, but this character, Russell Ziski, that he creates is just pure genius. But yeah, you got buddy movie, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and then it really works as a solo. It has as just Bill Murray's movie, the John Winger story. So it's like it really does have these layers. It's strange to say that about such a, raunchy, silly movie in a lot of ways, but it's one of those perfect ones that's got so much, so much underneath the surface, so many laughs that just wouldn't be laughs today with today's audiences. But movies like this wouldn't be made. They're just, or if they are, they're the ones that nobody hears about. So anyway, we're going to start this. Here's what I decided to do. I decided that all the movies that we've watched so far on this thing have connected to each other in some way. You had National Lampoon's Vacation connected to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles through John Candy, and you had sort of Chevy Chase connecting to Steve Martin in the Saturday Night Live thing. as well as the movie that sort of connects to both of those other ones, Three Amigos, Chevy Chase and Steve Martin. So that connects Steve Martin forward to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And now we're doing Stripes, which comes back to John Candy, who is the connective link from this. And I thought, hey, we're 4 episodes in. We might as well just have a gimmick. So right now, until I hit a wall, the gimmick will be every movie that will connect somehow to the movie that precedes it. So tomorrow, I already know which one we're going to do, but I'm not going to say. But if you know me at all and you know how this movie works, you could probably put it together. It's not Police Academy, and we'll do one of these about Police Academy, and I'll tell you why I both love and hate Police Academy at the same time. The reason is because I love it because it's hysterically funny, and I hate it because it's almost a literal character for character ripoff of this movie, Stripes. But I'll do that in the Police Academy one. But now we'll start the movie. We are already 7 minutes in, and we haven't started the movie yet. So we just added to the running time, but we're still going to be under 2 hours. So, all right. So I am at the 11-second mark. It's right smack in the middle of the Columbia Pictures logo. So why don't you pause this now? Get to where you need to be. Go ahead and pause. All right, we're back, and I am going to start in 5. I'm at the 11-second mark. Ooh, I've got to turn on the subtitles. My Apple TV. Turn on subtitles. Yes, the Terminator has come through. Artificial intelligence owns us. All right, so now I'm at the 11-second mark, and I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. That grand Columbia Pictures theme. Let's show off. Okay, right away. Ivan Reitman. He had some run. And we already know he's just a loser. But we love him. Just Bill Murray, he's just unbelievable. He just has this. It's not even a movie star thing. You want to hang out with him, even though he's a yo-yo. He's just a fun guy. We already know everything we need to know about him. He's a bum cab driver in, well, I guess to some people it wouldn't be clear to me, but I just happen to know that it is Chicago. I think. It's definitely not New York. See, very important casting here. That's I don't know her name, but she's one of those. She's very familiar. I couldn't even name other movies she's in. I just know I've seen her dozens of times. Whether it's on an episode of Three's Company or I don't know. But, that's important casting. You get familiar faces who are known to be good. And, here is the late... There's another connection to yesterday's movie, Elmer Bernstein. This also has like the Saturday Night Live connection between Chevy Chase and Bill Murray. The late great Harold Ramis, who, what he does with this character, I mean, it was probably just Harold being Harold, but he's just, he's just hysterical. Yeah. And the chemistry that these guys have when they get together, just like they did in Ghostbusters, but it was a completely different kind of chemistry because I guess Bill was playing the same family, maybe the more successful brother of John Winger. Maybe Peter Venkman was the Dr. Venkman in Ghostbusters. Maybe he was like the more successful older brother of this guy, because their personality is very, very similar. But Harold Ramis goes in a completely different way. Like here, even though he wears glasses, he's not considered to be nerdy. He's kind of like cool. He pretends to. He's got such phony sincerity, and that makes it so funny. He's not a nice guy, but he's a great guy. That's the kind of, he's like a great guy, but he's a dick. Yeah, both of them are like that in this movie. So that's what makes them different here than they are in Ghostbusters. Because they are good guys. They are nice guys in Ghostbusters. So this is setting him up as, very quick to jump to conclusions and react. And he's anti-authority, which is probably why he's a professional cab driver. I think this is Chicago. Maybe it's Toronto or I don't know. So here's Harold again. Yeah, so the only word that they learned was something that's not even a word. Harold did all the singing there. They just said, da do run run, da do run run. Yep. He's walking home and there you go. Repoed. And there's that great theme. Rock bottom. And could have done without that. The pizza. Now this is really silly, but doesn't matter because there are great lines. There are great lines that sell it. So we get 80s gratuitous topless chicks. Literally, like, that's what you don't see here. In today's movies, like every like nude scene has to be an event scene. It can never be just they're just in their house. The chick's naked. They don't do that anymore. All right, so so they live together. He walks in. She's like, "Hi, how are you? Naked in front of you. Kiss hello, blah, blah, blah." No, I lost my job. And she walks out. That's it. So in an hour, he loses literally everything because it's actually her apartment. At least that's what he says later on. Now she could say it. Rest in peace, Tito Puente. Oh. No, he doesn't. Like, you can't go. The plants are going to die. And here comes Harold. Yeah, so a sympathetic ear. Yes. Doesn't give a shit. Just we're splitting the last beer. Whoops. See, that's what Ramis was so good at, reacting. In this movie, the way he reacts to certain things, Ghostbusters as well. Simple premise. Look at the way this scene breathes. We got to know John, we got to know Russell. Now we get to know them together, which is a whole different entity. So before they plop them into the army, they tell us who they are, or better yet, let the actors tell us who they are. So now we know, and now we're starting to see the plot unfold. These two nowhere dudes, approaching 30, although they look older, are gonna look for the Fountain of Youth and find so much more in the army. But they're letting us spend some time with the guys. As if we're like, see, in this one, we're not witnessing. We're with them. We're feeling their pain. We're like, I don't want to join the army, but I got nowhere else to go. Imagine, you get the feeling like in real life this was their relationship. Like chemistry like this does not just happen. Or maybe it does. Maybe it just happens. It can't be created. It can't be practiced. It can't be rehearsed. It can't be, manufactured. You get the feeling these guys, had this relationship in real life. And here they go. But see, in like a 4 or 5 minute scene, they let us like live with the characters, even here. The music just tells us these are just a couple of lumbering, just like yutzes. See, we're more than 15 minutes into the movie, and we're not in the army yet. If this were made today, we would have been in the army 3 minutes in. They're a comedy team in real life in this universe. Just the way they play off each other, it's they're a comedy team to us, but they're also a comedy team to the people in the movie. If that makes any sense. And here we go. Now we're at the bus station, ready to go to the army, and we meet, and we meet. There's Judge Reinhold, the great Judge Reinhold. I think this might have been his first movie. Because Fast Times at Ridgemont High was after this. So I think this might have been his first movie. Look at Harold Ramis's reaction to this. Listen to Judge, but Look at Harold's movements and facial expressions. Oh, she's gorgeous. PJ Souls. When she lets her hair down, she's... Oh, my God. And there's a... oh, here. More of these guys. There's an extended version of this movie. This isn't it, but where there's extra scenes, and there is one where she's. They show her. They show everything. Yeah, that's Sean Young. She went up and down, but she had her moment. You just get the feeling these guys are buddies forever. And look who's coming in. Yeah, there he is, John Candy. Oh, the late great. Been saying it every night. Has he been in all four? No, 3 out of 4. He was not in Three Amigos, but he was in, and he is just brilliant here. Every stereotype is covered in this platoon. You got the wise ass, which is Bill Murray. You got his best friend Harold Ramis. You got the fat guy who becomes tough. That's John Candy. You got the psycho, which is Francis. You got your token black guy. They don't even tell you his name. That's not racist. I don't know what is. You got the grizzled old drill sergeant. You got the idiot, commander, which is John Larroquette. You got the dumb guy, which is Cruiser, who you're going to meet. Here, John Larroquette. Yeah, the nutty guy, the nutty senior commander who nobody respects. Probably made that up. I love this. Have that removed. I do that all the time. If I ever hit something or trip something, I have that removed. They don't even show us what it is. They don't need to. It's funny enough. Sergeant Holka. This is Warren Oates. Grizzled old vet. I think he was in the. I think he was a military guy. He might have been a Marine. Yeah, he's kind of being a dick. John Candy, lower right. He's got the sunglasses on. This was supposed to be. This was written to be Cheech and Chong join the army. That's John Deal Cruiser. That's Francis Psycho. Yeah, it was supposed to be Cheech and Chong join the army. That's what it was written to be. And guess what? I would love to see that movie, but not at the expense of this movie. So I'm glad they didn't do that, but I'm kind of bummed that they didn't see the opportunity in doing an actual Cheech and Chong join the army. It'd be a completely different movie. So why not do that too? But they didn't. But that would be hilarious in a completely different way. Yeah, that's a trope that's copied in every army boot camp movie ever made. You want to be a comedian? John Candy. I'm going to say that every time. They just did not shy away from stereotypes. John Deal, yeah. I talked about him the other day. I don't know. Oh, he was in Vacation. That was Psycho. And for some reason, everybody else kind of gets their head shaved, or like he does. He definitely does. But and Harold Ramis definitely gets a lot cut off, but they didn't get really buzz cuts. They just got regular haircuts. Everybody else definitely got, and Judge Reinhold too, but maybe just for that joke. He's just wisecracking everybody. It's his nature. He's He's like, almost like Billy Crystal in City Slickers. Look at John's reaction when he. That's one of my favorite moments. He's smiling. Where are you from? And then the guy's like so mean, and he's just the way John's face just melts. Like, what the hell is this wrong with this guy? Oh, it's another classic scene coming up right here. I'm pacing myself. It's amazing. You don't steal scenes from Bill Murray. And dare I say that Not only does Harold Ramis steal scenes from Bill Murray, John Candy steals scenes from Bill Murray in this movie. But then Bill steals them right back. That's interesting right there. It's them just giving each other their moments. See, if this were Cheech and Chong, you wouldn't really get to know anybody else in the platoon. You wouldn't, and you're gonna meet them right now, but you wouldn't care about anybody else but Cheech and Chong, and that's perfectly fine. That's what Cheech and Chong do, and they would be hysterical. No draft.
Name's Francis Sawyer. Everybody calls me Psycho. Any of you guys call me Francis, and I'll kill you. Just make a list, buddy.
The list. You just made the list.
Just keeping these hooks off. If I catch any of you guys in my stuff, I'll kill you. Also, I don't like nobody touching me. Now, any of you homos, and I'll kill you. Lighten up, Francis.
I'm laughing. It's a funny line, but my boss says that to me a lot when I start getting pissed off at stuff. Watch Ramis here.
He suggested taking one of these aggression training courses, these aggressive training courses like S, those type of things. Anyway, it cost $400. $400 the money. I thought to myself,
Huh? 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 Oh my god! And is that even in the script? It is even probably not. It just. This is a great monologue here. And you know what? I didn't get that joke until 10 years after I saw this movie and watched it a dozen times.
but now I know why I've always loved women to guys like you. I mean, it's not just the uniform, it's the stories that you tell. So much fun and imagination. Lee Harvey, you are mad stole that cow, and your friend tried to make you with the cow. I want to party with you, cowboy.
I don't know why we quote this all the time, but we do.
Get it? I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to volunteer my leadership to this platoon. An army without leaders is like a foot without a big toe.
He's so arrogant.
To be that big,
But we need him to be.
I think that we owe a big round of applause to our newest, bestest buddy in Big Toe, Sergeant Hulka.
We want him to be the smartest guy in the room. He's a Pied Piper. Bill Murray's just that kind of guy.
Okay, hotshot. We're gonna see what kind of soldier you are. Revenue's 0500. We're gonna fall out with locker boxes, and we're gonna have a locker box inspection. And then we're gonna do 10 miles, rain or shine. So you better hit them bumps, my little babies. Our sergeant with the big toe is gonna see how far he can stick it up your ass.
Oh, Warren Oates was great. He died not long after this movie. I don't think this was his last, but it was close to it.
I know I'm speaking for the entire platoon when I say this run should be postponed until this platoon is better rested.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what, soldier. Let's make it 10 miles. Make some noise, player. Nice going, asshole. That's faster out there, son.
Years. See, like, this is like, it's like Police Academy. This is like where do you think they got, like, Lieutenant Harris and Commandant Lassard from in Police Academy? They got him from this guy. Just a clueless yutz who bad stuff happens to. That's a literal combination of Lassard and Harris.
Well, we have a mind. Let's see. Sergeant Hulka is on the confidence course. Sergeant Crocker is on the mortar range. Terrific. Go.
Gave him a live grenade. He's just a... There goes John. He can't stop. And you know that's him. It's a little dangerous right there. Oh. When it works, there's nothing funnier than slapstick. And when the right people are doing it, like here, watch Candy right here. He just plots. See, Candy's not even the star, but they gotta, they're these people are important. I mean, like, and I know I keep comparing it to movies, that are made today, but, they're not going to put the camera on people who are not, the main focus. They're going to You know, the camera's not worried about the guys who are with The Rock unless they're played by Kevin Hart. But they let The Rock's gotta be the man in every scene. I wonder if the everybody seems to smoke in the army or in the service. It was the same way. It was like that in real life. I wonder if it's like that now. A little sing along. They love to do that. There you go. But you know what? And it's not gratuitous because, well, this shot might be, but I don't mind it. But it's not gratuitous because they're using it to develop Stillman, develop Larroquette. We missed a great line there. I'm sorry. I talked over it. He's like, I wish I was a loofah. Little plot exposition. Gee, I wonder who it's going to be. Think it'll be our heroes? He's more disappointed he lost this thing. This is great. He saw his cards. He's just totally taking advantage of them. It's a running gag, and yeah. The way John plays this, my God. And the other guys are just standing in awe of John Candy doing this thing. And here, I love the little. I love what Bill Murray does. He just sells his buddy down the river. And it's such a dick move. But why don't we hate him? We can't. It's impossible. Yeah. Oh my God. What a scumbag move. Look at his face. Oh my God, I would kill him.
I think it sucks. It's time you and me have private talk, Winger. Step into my office.
Here we go. Mano y mano. You know, Ramus is like, yeah, kick his fucking ass, Captain. Or whatever. Sergeant.
Maybe I just don't know you well enough yet, Sarge. When you say let's cut out the bullshit between you and me now, I think you're a punk. I've been in this army 28 years.
And he is a punk.
You think you know something about it?
See, the interesting thing here is, you know, you don't hate. Well, I guess they always make the drill sergeant somewhat sympathetic. You don't hate him. This is what they do.
You ain't got none of it. Those words mean so much to a man who scrubs garbage cans.
Like,
If you don't want me
Hulka's not doing anything that he shouldn't be doing. Murray Winger is in the wrong here. But we just love him too much to we forgive him. Because he's representing us. And we like to think that this is what we would do. We like to think that we'd be this guy. We'd be the guy to stand up to the big bad wolf. And you kind of wish Bill would know better than to do something stupid like this. And now he tries going AWOL, but you had to think he would have expected this. See, there's some subtext here because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's always been a bum. He's always been a guy who would let the other guy take the bullet and let the other guy, like he just showed you in that lineup there where he, let his buddy take the fall. Like, he always looks for the easy way out. An easy way. Driving a cab is look, there's nothing wrong with honest labor, but you can tell that he's a guy who would consider that to be, he wouldn't aim any higher. Anita, the girl, his girlfriend cut him down to size. Like, she's not wrong. And even he admitted that he wasn't wrong, but he said, I got to straighten out. And he joins the army. But he realized that his old tricks don't work everywhere. They don't work outside his little realm. And here's his buddy. Where's the Winnebago? Well, they'll get theirs. And look who it is. Magic.
No, we're just good friends.
So the music, it changes. It becomes more, 70s kind of gooey when the girls are around.
I'm going to treat it like a UFO sighting. I saw something, but I'm not quite sure what it was.
These kinds of movies, and movies in general, they really acknowledged the differences between men and women. You know, you don't see any women. Well, women weren't in active combat then, but this. Not that there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a different kind of. It's a different country, in many ways, but that's also one of them. There would be half of these men would be women if this were remade today, and it probably will be at some point if we don't all if we don't all die of this. I'd call it Ebola, but Ebola was contained pretty quickly, I think. I don't know. He hasn't really learned anything, has he? He's still trying to be a thorn in this guy's side. Now, talking about not learning anything, this guy's just a numbskull. That's Timothy Busfield, who's he's got a great career. He was Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds just a couple years after this, but then he was in Field of Dreams and just very reliable character actor. It's amazing what being in a classic movie when you're young and nobody knows who you are, how that will propel you. Everybody will see you, and they'll see how you make the most with what you're given. You'll take a line that means nothing and make it memorable. So Busfield right there, he plays it perfectly. He's not just saying lines. He's scared. He's saying, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. Okay, his eyes bulge out of his head. I'm sorry, just... And of course, how do the guys cope with the loss of their sergeant? They go out on the town, and where are they going? Well, they've been cooped up together for a bunch of weeks. And there you go. I love this. I love this song. I love that line. This might be fun. I love these old school baseball player posters on the wall there. They're Gary Templeton, but everybody had those posters. Here's everybody's favorite thing. Naked women mud wrestling. This song is one that I play all the time. I play it at camp over the loudspeaker. It's called "The Rubber Band Man" by I want to say the Spinners. I don't even know if it was a hit, but I just love the song. And this is kind of crossing. This is like where Saturday Night Live meets SCTV. SCTV was Canada's version of Saturday Night Live, so You had, like, you got Bill Murray from Saturday Night Live in the United States, but everybody else, John Candy, Harold Ramis, Dave Thomas right there, he's the MC. They're all from the Second City TV. And that's so that's kind of the, and that was kind of like what Three Amigos was, because that's where Martin Short was from. Even though Martin Short did both. Martin Short was a cast member on SCTV and Saturday Night Live. So it's it's connecting two countries' #1 real like comedy sketch shows. Yes. Ox is gonna get into the ring with the girls. See this, there's another scene that's really funny and just character driven and has nothing to do with the plot. Just to move things along in today's kind of movies, they would just be like, oh, the guys got busted at a strip club. They would just have somebody say it and then they'd get in trouble. Cruiser likes that. Yeah, John Candy got paid to do this. Well, I guess. Ooh. Francis like, kick the shit out of Mox. Oh, it's pandemonium. Oh, that would have been funny. Like Vince McMahon and Gorilla Monsoon there, and oh, I can't believe it! Hey, pandemonium is broken loose here, ladies and gentlemen. He's giving them a smoke, and yeah, you're already dirty. Come on, just finish it up. Like, you'd need to talk me into that, yeah. Oh, God. Oh. Psycho. And I've always wondered, like, what are they busting here? I mean, this is perfectly legal. I guess they just needed some kind of way to get the guys into trouble. Oh, and here come the girls. They're gonna save their men.
Well, explain yourself. Well, sir,
Of course, he's out there in a robe.
YMCA? Well, one thing led to another, and the instructions
The captain would not be in a. He's got his pajamas in a robe.
you men are a disgrace. Maybe a few days in the stockade would help change your rotten attitude. Well, we're supposed to graduate tomorrow, sir. That's even better. Tomorrow, you'll be on parade in front of General Carnegie. And when he sees what total fuck-ups you really are, I will personally recommend that your whole platoon repeat the entire course of basic training.
And where are John and Russell? They're hanging with their girls. Yes, yes. Only the good die young. Nice guys finish last. These guys are doing everything they're not supposed to do, and to the victor goes spoil.
Let you guys off, so let's not let it happen a third time. Is that clear?
Bill's just. He just rips it up.
So, what are you guys doing?
We're just gonna check out General Barney's house. He's still in Washington.
Barnaby? Barnaby? He still owes me money. Barnaby?
It's funny because I look at these guys, and they're in this movie. They're a couple of kids being complete punks, but they still seem older than me, even though they're probably not even 30 yet. Maybe they're 30, but I'm at least 15 years older than both of them are, and right here, but yet they still seem older to me, and that's, obviously it's because I identify with them as a kid, because that's how that's when I first saw the movie. But they're just a couple of punks who, they're the kids in class who just, are always going to outsmart you and always going to have your number. He's going to see right through you. And everybody loves them except you if you're the teacher. They're the class clowns. Perfect. They're the class clowns. But to a disrespectful level. And they are disrespectful to authority, but when, I suppose if you're a drill sergeant seeing this, look, it's a movie, so it's a little different. They're just so likable. That's the thing. They're so likable. And I guess that's what kids, when kids see, I don't even know who the contemporary counterparts are to guys like this. Maybe Seth Rogen and James Franco. I don't know, but those guys, they have, they're good, but even they would admit that these two have something that can never be equaled. They have a thing. Just like Cheech and Chong have a thing. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor had a thing. They're just this thing between them that made everything else work.
Well, if somebody breaks your force field, then you win. Just broke my force field.
Yeah, you win. Well, that was interesting. It's all over now. Might not even show up to graduation. You white guys probably get 5 years. But we gonna get hung.
Great line here.
What's everybody so down about? Didn't everybody make it with a beautiful MP tonight, huh? School graduation. We're gonna have to take basics all over again. Oh, Cruz, it's been a lot of fun the first time, hasn't it? I can't handle basic training again, man. You're number one on the death list now, Winger. Take it easy, man. Second. You guys just relax. We got plenty of time. What time is it now? 2 a.m. Okay. 0200. What time we get up? 5 a.m. 0500. Oh, we have 3 hours. Did you ever cram for a test before? I learned 2 semesters of geology in 3 hours. We can do this. We just have to practice. We've been practicing all night. We stink. Yeah, well, the brains are right. Yeah, that's good. We go down to the motor.
There's no way in hell we could do it.
Rest of the night, we get it together. We can do this, right? There's no way in hell we can do it. Right shoulder?
See, so in one scene, Bill Murray's going to go from the cynical, like, why even bother with life kind of person to, we're going to do this. We're going to accomplish something. It's not like he's lazy. It's just he needs something. He needs to be needed, I think. He needs something that he needs to be able to take control of a situation. And the second he loses control, he's out of there. So here, he sees an opening. He sees they're looking for leadership.
We're all very different people. We're not what you see. We're not Spartans. We're Americans with a capital A, huh? You know what that means? Do you? That means that our forefathers were kicked out of every decent country in the world. We are the wretched refuse. We're the underdog. We're mutts. Here's proof. His nose is cold. But there's no animal that's more faithful, that's more loyal, more lovable than the mutt.
Who saw Old Yeller?
Who cried when Old Yeller got shot? Nobody cried when Old Yeller got shot, I'm sure. I cried my eyes out. So we're all dog faces. We're all very, very different. But there is one thing that we all have in common. We were all stupid enough to enlist in the army. We're mutants. There's something wrong with us. Something
Very wrong.
with us. Something seriously wrong with us. We're soldiers. But we're American soldiers. We've been kicking ass for 200 years. We're 10 and 1.
It's a little dated.
We don't have to worry about whether or not we practice. We don't have to worry about whether Captain Stiller wants to have us on. All we have to do is to be the great American fighting
I would love to know how many takes
inside each one.
he did this speech in.
Now do what I do.
He's finally delivering on his promise. The first, in the scene where they were all meeting each other, he said, I want to volunteer my leadership. So he kind of said, I'm going to do things my own way, and he kept butting heads with the sergeant. Now the sergeant is blown up, and now he's saying, okay, need a leader. I'm going to be your big toe. Today, this movie would be called The Big Toe. Like The Blind Side. Bill Murray is the big toe. And of course, they're not there. And Cruiser. And this is another one of those classic scenes. I wonder how many takes it took to do this. I'm sure there's a director's commentary somewhere, or something. But I don't like to do research about these things before I do these. I like to just, sit back and watch. And when I know something, when I have a tidbit of information that I find a little interesting, I'll spit it out there. But I don't want to, I don't want it to be like, oh, this is where this happened and that was where that happened. Oh, remember that day we were eating lunch and we did that's kind of what I do anyway. Who am I kidding? Either way, this coming up is, everybody wants to have a moment like this in their life. In their career. He's just telling. I've never. I've never watched this with the subtitles. He basically just told the whole story.
Where the hell have you been, soldier? Training, sir! Training! What kind of training, son? Army training, sir!
Just like last night, only better. That's great. Always the entertainer. Thank you. Thank you. Kind of like from Saturday Night Live.
Yes, sir. These are Sergeant Hulkenstein. He was injured during basic training. I see. So am I to understand that you men completed your training on your own? That's the fact, Captain? Yes, sir. These are exactly the kind of go-getters I want working on my EM-50 project in Italy.
What? Are you kidding? Oh my God. No, sir. Not them.
I want them on the plane tonight.
It's party time, Italian style. A lot of the only criticism I have ever heard of this movie is that, you know, the fun part is basic training, and this is kind of like tacked on to be an adventure, but it's hilarious. You gotta send them on some kind of adventure, and it's hysterical. I don't know, you know. This is great with John Candy and Cruiser here.
You gotta make my buck. See, we're in Italy. They're in a top line. You gotta make his bed all the time. It's in the regulations. See, we were in Germany. Like yours. We're in Italy, so you gotta make mine. Regulations.
Regulations. It's great. It is alive.
Welcome to Italy. We can forget all about the terrible reunion. There's a couple things I want to get straight with you guys right off the bat. I don't know what kind of shit you pull at graduation, but this ain't no glamour detail we're on. I want to see you walking tall, looking good, mentally alert all the time. I want to bust your butts to make this the best damned outfit in the European command. Get these mocks made up. Get the gear stored. We're on a mustard and drawn motor coil 600. Got it?
It's like, up, here we go again.
As you may know, General Barnaky is particularly interested in this project. He has selected this platoon for this assignment. And he expects you to perform particularly well. Raise it, Sergeant. Gentlemen, this is the
I don't even know what the assignment actually is, just to guard this thing.
real beauty, Colonel. You can count and load up.
Russell's studying up, channeling his inner Egon.
You think I'm officer material? God, I'm worried about you. Come on, I'm in good shape. I'm walking tall. I'm looking good. First weekend in Europe. Yeah, we're spending in an airplane hangar watching a truck. We got each other. Well, I was kind of thinking we'd get a couple companions this weekend. We got a girlfriend in Germany. Well, we could get a hotel room somewhere.
And they're, yep, let's, how can we already scammed the U.S. Army in America. Let's scam, well, excuse me. Let's scam the European military. It's a great idea. Sorry, just having my Coke Zero here. Yes, you think I'm drinking. No. If you know me, you know that I am definitely having a Coke Zero right now. And look at this. The captain is no more mature than our heroes. But where's this girl coming from? I mean, this is like an American. I don't think she's a prostitute. She's just, I mean, or maybe she is, but I guess it just, I don't know, happens to be in Italy. But he wants to, say, hey, look, I'm in charge of this whole thing. And look at my vehicle. This is my vehicle. And John and Russell strike again. John Larroquette has a great, frustrated temper. He was the same way on Night Court, a movie called Blind Date with Bruce Willis, where he pretty much steals the show. So yeah, I guess. I see what this plot is, but I couldn't even tell you beforehand. I know what's going on now, and I probably will forget about it later, but their job is to guard that truck now that John and Russell are missing and the truck's gone. They're thinking that they're Russian spies, and they stole this big urban assault vehicle. And Larroquette is so stupid, he's saying we're going to do this. And he's he wants to avoid all kinds of embarrassment. So he's not going to tell anybody. He's going to say, we're going to do this all by ourselves. So now John and Russell are in Germany, hooking up with the girls, who we don't even know what they're doing in Germany. I guess they're just in Germany. John and Russell always seem to just scam their way to the good life. That's a skill. I know a couple people who are good at that, but I've always wanted that skill, just to charm my way to the better seats, to the better hotel rooms, to the better. This is becoming very therapeutic. So here are they're crossing into Russia? Well, there you go. It's on the subtitles. They're crossing into Russia. It's another SCTV veteran on the left there. That was Joe Flaherty. Maybe this was made in Canada. Maybe that was like Toronto or Vancouver or something. Those city streets in the beginning. I'll look that up later. So now our platoon has been captured by the Russians. But are they in Russia? Or are they in... I guess I'll pay more attention. Because, John's talking about going into Czechoslovakia in a little bit and to get him. I'll just pay attention. You're too busy laughing at stuff to pay attention to the plot. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I guess it does because as silly as it is, it's sold to you by the quality of the performances. And I accidentally hit the pause button, so I lost about 3 seconds. All right, so now they're prisoners. They're prisoners of Russia. Did he just say, Gunther, get me a new Volkswagen? Well, I bought my Volkswagen from Gunther Volkswagens. Yeah. Shameless plug. Good stuff, good service. And John is, he's such a little, like an adult or like a middle-aged guy would look at these guys and be like, oh, what a couple of douchebags. But we love them. All right, so they crossed into Czechoslovakia. So they're being held by Russian troops in Czechoslovakia. Okay.
If it's a status 7 like you said, they went in undercover. So the DOD won't even acknowledge it. Those guys are dead.
We gotta go get him.
Yeah.
No.
Russell.
Come on, it's Czechoslovakia. We zip in. We pick him up, we zip right out again. We're not going to Moscow. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going into Wisconsin. Well, I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin once. Forget it.
Great line. Great line and perfect cutaway. Puts an exclamation point on the laugh. All right, so here they're crossing into... All right, so now I get it. All right, they want to break back into They want to break into back into Czechoslovakia. They were in Italy. Okay, they went to Germany. The platoon was in Italy and ended up in Czechoslovakia because they were going the wrong way because Stillman was an idiot. So they got busted by some Russian troops in Czechoslovakia. So now, these guys were going on a furlough in Germany with the girls and got word that their platoon is being held prisoner in Czechoslovakia. So now they're breaking into Czechoslovakia to get them then to go back into Germany. And that's the plot here. And now they switch clothes, so now they're actually posing. Their platoon thought they were Russian spies, but now they're actually kind of like American spies. And where's... Russell is back there. Murray's got balls here. He's driving by himself in that truck. Probably doesn't speak a word of Russian. No, the girls. Here's what the girls do. I come bearing vodka. Oh, genius. Genius. Now the girls come out. He had no plan. See, if I'm reading this, I'm thinking that it's a little too warish for a comedy, but these guys make it work. Like, beyond perfectly. Like playing a video game. Oof. I guess it's kind of ridiculous because, I mean, but look, they are Army graduates, so they are, they're probably, I don't know what their rank would be, but so I guess this is what they're trained for. But he just, fired a rocket at that thing. He probably, for all intents and purposes, he could have killed people. The Army really has toughened them up. They became killing machines. The girls have been, they outrank them, so they, Yeah, and Police Academy pretty much does the exact same thing. The last third of the movie is them outside the police academy in action. And this is them outside of their boot camp in action. Just that's how you toss a grenade, just like a little basketball shot over the electric fence there. So Sergeant Hulka got them the coordinates. That's why they know exactly where they are. Is that Hulka? Yes, that's Hulka. That's Uncle Hulka. Boy. Why are they all in street clothes? I guess they were sleeping when all this happened, I guess. Oh God. Yeah. Just hide behind a little wooden table. Stillman is great here. Yeah, poor Russian soldiers. Great border patrol. There's a tank behind us. There's Holka. Oof. But of course, got nothing on this EM50. Thing is strong. Incoming. God, they got to blow up a lot of shit in this movie. Must have been fun. You know how I love fireworks. So now they're sneaking out here. Maybe the whole sequence goes on. Oh, we had a car waiting. See, if it wasn't for Murray's quips and all the scene would go on a little too long. But just when you're getting right there, just when I was getting a little impatient, he comes out. Oh, we had a car waiting. But he delivers it. His delivery, the way I just delivered it, is the way they would do it today, and it's horrible. It's just so overacting. We had a car waiting, but he's like, we had a car waiting. I don't know. There's a way that Bill Murray does these things, and that's why he's Bill Murray. If we could all do it, we'd all be Bill Murray. Russell to the rescue. What a great look. We're here. What the fuck? Yeah. He's telling him what trouble he's in as he's saving his life. And the music tells you that things are looking good. It's a great, it's a testament to a great composer. Elmer Bernstein is was one of the premier composers. He has done some very famous music scores, and you use music to tell audiences what's going on. Like if something might be difficult to follow, the music will tell you that we're in good shape or we're screwed. A great line, a great overused line delivered with absolute perfection from a grizzled old vet. We are in Germany. They are back. Imagine it's all about sneaking to freedom in Germany. It just shows you how the world goes in cycles. It's definitely going in a nasty cycle now, huh? Communist propaganda. Back home. And I love it when they do these magazines, and here they do it so brilliantly. What they do with PJ Souls is so damn sexist, but it's hot. But Ziski's is the best. Ramus is the best. I had a T-shirt made more for camp purposes, but that was a lot like the magazine you see out of him. See, the bad guy becomes the good guy when there's a bigger villain. Yeah, there it is. I think she actually did Playboy, the actress. I know she did. Sean Young. This is my favorite one. Ziski rates the Russians. They're pussies. What a great shot, too. Look at that. Guts, the magazine for real men. And finally, they're national heroes, and it's still all a big goof to them. And that's the way it should be. And this is great. Win a dream date with Ox. Oh, God. Amazing. And yep. That should have been the last one, but they do one more, I think, for Stillman. Yeah. He's at the bottom of the barrel again. He screwed up. And he's going exactly where the guy said he was going. Yep. He screwed up, and his platoon saved the day. Perfect ending. There she was, just a walking. Yeah, they just don't make movies like this anymore. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Warren Oates, P.J. Souls, Sean Young, John Candy, John Larroquette, John Volstad. Don't know about him. John Deal, talked about him. All these other guys. There's Judge Reinhold, Fran Ryan, the Dowager in Cab, Dave Thomas, Corporal Briggs, called him by his real name, Samuel Briggs. Joe Flaherty, Timothy Busfield. The Mud Rustlers, very important. Linda Dupree. No, never heard of him. Craig Schaefer, do I know? Now we're starting to get... sometimes when you look through these credits, you say, Bill Paxton. There, look at that. Bill Paxton. Like, sometimes when you look through these credits and you see people who became big stars later on that just had bit parts, and there's one. Bill Paxton, poor guy. He was great. I met him. Actually had breakfast with him one time. Guy loved his beer. 7 a.m. in the morning. He's having a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant in Romania with a pint of Dos Equis. Yeah, this is a great movie. It's fantastic. And it's Bill Murray, you know, it's this really, because I don't know, I think Meatballs was a big hit, but this was bigger. This was, this was a big deal. And it holds up. I mean, yes, it's dated because of the subject matter and a lot of tropes that are, like very familiar, but it's, the characters are not dated. The characters are just as endearing as ever. Winger, Ziski, and Ox, even Sergeant Hulka, and definitely Captain Stillman. I mean, these are characters you remember forever. And it seems like that only really happens in franchise movies where they keep making sequel after sequel, so you really get to know them. But here they're just able to do it in one movie, and I'm surprised they haven't remade this yet. But even though they really have, but they haven't had some kind of sequel because it is one of the. But of course, when you're talking about Bill Murray, you're talking his. Most people talk about like Groundhog Day or Ghostbusters, and this one kind of gets swept on and. Meatballs. These two kind of get, they're kind of the next level. But Stripes, I mean, they're all of them are just exactly what you'd want them to be. So anyway, we are finished with Stripes, and I will be doing another one tomorrow that will connect somehow to this. How will it connect? Well, we'll see. I know what it is, and I know how it connects, but you'll wait and see. And until then, I hope hope you had fun. And nothing really else to say. Love these movies, love them, and make lemons into lemonade. Don't like the reason that I'm revisiting them all right now, but I don't know. If we get through this, hopefully we'll be a little wiser on the other side. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see you.